Hey guys, today I want to share with you one of my favorite baits for throwing in small rivers or creeks or even large rivers for that matter. Lately, like the past couple of years, the Ned rig has gained a lot of popularity. So if you don't know what a Ned rig is, it's basically just a light jig head and then usually like a sticko bait or something like this, like a Gary Yamamoto Senko or a Yum Dinger, or this one happens to be a sticko from Bass Pro Shops. Just a small little bait, not too terribly much action. Catches tons of fish, whether they're small, medium, large. Catches all fish. Obviously, with a small bait like that, you're going to catch a variety of sizes. But just because it's small doesn't mean it's not going to catch you some big fish. And the one I like to really throw for river fish is called a Hellgramite. So this is another Bass Pro Shops little package here, and I think this thing was like $3. So $3 for a 15 pack of these. Very wallet friendly on here, and these things just catch all kinds of fish. I've caught catfish, largemouth, smallmouth, walleye, crappie, pike, all of these fish on the Minnesota rivers here. So this is supposed to imitate a Hellgramite, which if you don't know what a Hellgramite is, just a big aquatic insect. Looks very much like this, very realistic looking here. This one is black with like some red flakes, and that's a good color. They do have a green pumpkin one that I have also in the tackle box in the truck. So got two different colors of this. Both colors work phenomenally well. And you know, it has all these little appendages that just move a little bit, but it doesn't have a curly tail. It doesn't have a whole lot of stuff. It just, you know, you just hop it, swim it in the water or hop it along the bottom or whatever. It does not have very much action, but it resembles a Hellgramite very well, and it catches fish like crazy. Obviously, you know, if you guys have thrown a Ned rig before, you just put it on a small little jig head, and there's tons of different good jig heads out there for doing Ned rigs. You really can't go wrong with any of the reputable brands, you know, VMC or Kalin's or any of those ones. I think this one's a Berkeley mushroom jig head or something. It's like a 1/8 ounce, so it's a nice light head. That allows this thing to not fall super fast, so it kind of falls at a medium speed, and it just mimics the natural lifelike Hellgramite swimming pattern. Or I mean, it even looks like little minnows or anything. It just looks like whatever, tons of different things that fish would eat. I mean, probably even could look like a little crayfish if you're carrying around like this in a dirty river. Fish don't really know what it is, they just see it and eat it. But in a very clear water, it definitely resembles a Hellgramite extremely well. So nice little jig head on here, 1/8 ounce. Like I said, you want to go light. A lot of times my best success with this, just casting it upriver and just kind of swimming it along with the current, just giving it little hops, reeling it in decently fast, because you don't want it, especially in a shallow river, you don't want it to sink on the bottom and hook into rocks or logs or whatever. But if the water's not very fast moving, it definitely helps to swim in or to bounce it off the bottom as well. And then when I'm throwing this thing on, I just got like a 10-inch clear amount of filament Sufix leader here. I think that's 8-pound test leader, and then I have 8-pound test Daiwa J Braid. Whoops. Daiwa J Braid on there. I just tangled it up pretty good. And this is on a 13 Defy rod. This is a 6-foot medium light fast action rod, and I really like the shorter rod for this, because when you're on rivers, especially like smaller rivers and stuff, you're under bridges, you're trying to get under trees or overhanging stuff or whatever, so you really don't want a very long rod. This nice little rod is easy to get under those bridges, under those trees and everything like that. And then the spinning setup over the bait casting setup is nice, because you can just skip, like if you have a tree, you know, that overhangs 5 feet or so, you can skip this little Hellgramite under that tree. That's a freaking amazing technique to catch fish hiding under there, and there's really very few ways to target those fish effectively unless you got like a little spinning setup you can skip under there. And then this is a Daiwa Fuego LT 1000 size reel. Nice small little reel, very light, very easy to throw this thing all day. But it is definitely strong enough to horse in some bigger fish. The last time I was out, I snagged a freaking 7 or 8 pound carp. I got that thing in on this reel, and it's definitely a fight because I didn't hook it in the mouth. I hooked it on the side, so dragging that thing in was a kind of a pain, but the reel handled it no problem. I've caught a 27.5-inch walleye on this little reel, and it handled it like a champ. So even though it's a small reel, even though it doesn't have a ton of drag capacity, it is definitely a strong little reel. Casts phenomenally well, and it's just a great little river setup here. So Daiwa Fuego LT 1000, 13 to 5, 6-foot medium light rod, and little 1/8 ounce Ned jig head with a Hellgramite. This is a dynamite little river setup, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this little gear review slash Ned rig tutorial, whatever here. These are from Bass Pro Shops, but you can get them at a couple other places. There's a few other manufacturers that make them too. There's some on Amazon. So if you guys want to catch some more river fish, definitely check out a Hellgramite style soft plastic. Rig it up on your favorite Ned rig and just go to town. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Subscribe if you found this educational, and I'll try to bring you some more educational fishing tips and some awesome fish catches in the future. Thanks for watching.